Today I'm interviewing Dona Sarkar and Jeremiah Marble. Both are from Microsoft, and Jeremiah started the Insider program over there, and now Donna actually runs it. So it's very interesting. Well, it's really great to be joined by you both.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. It's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you're Jeremiah and is it Dona?
It's Donna.
Donna, it is Donna. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure because of the spelling of your name. You said
exactly. It's more efficient this way for all you nerds. You know, N square, less efficient than nerd, and then single N.
You can call me a nerd. I'll let you.
I am calling you a nerd.
I am quite geeky. I'm
You're
not
there.
Yeah.
I can't program, but I am quite geeky.
We can get you to program. Yeah.
I would like to learn, but
look, we've got a candidate.
We had a candidate,
but I'm just not sure, to be honest. My friend
Eric,
solve this problem. He's been hassling.
Don't worry, we'll make you do the thing.
He built me my new Windows machine. He's been hassling me for ages to know how to.
I think we found a new victim, Jeremiah. Seriously. I think we found a victim.
Maybe
we have no idea.
Oh yeah.
The world of coding.
Oh yeah, it's magical. Magic.
So you guys both you've created the Windows Insider program, right?
Well, actually, Jeremiah and someone else started the Windows Insider program about 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years in October. Yeah. He started and ran it for 4 years?
Just about 4 years.
And then I came on board about 2.5 years ago. But the starting of the program, he should tell that story because I was not there.
So we started out life as essentially an attempt to get lots and lots of data in the guise of making the best operating system on the planet. And we realized that it's pretty important to, as we're building an operating system for everyone on the planet, that we get feedback from not only people who live in Silicon Valley and Redmond, Washington, but also people who live in Nairobi or live in Nigeria or people who live in Cambodia. So one of the things that has been probably one of the most gratifying things for me has been the ability to meet people all over the world and understand how they're using technology to transform their communities and their lives.
Yeah. So we started the program. How many people did you think you were going to get?
We thought we'd get 5.
You, your mom, your sister.
Yeah. Literally, we tweeted it to my 3 followers.
Yeah.
No, we built the servers to scale for about 20,000 to 100,000 people. And then quickly we realized we were on track to get over 1 million insiders sign up for the program in the first week.
Yeah.
So we rapidly
ran around
and cobbled together a couple more servers to handle the influx. And now we're upwards of 16 million people all over the world.
Yeah. It's pretty powerful. When I came on board, I used to work on HoloLens, leading the developer community there. And I'm used to a small, tightly knit audience of people. And I knew everybody in the HoloLens community because it's a new product. And here I show up how many people do you have? They're like,
a lot.
8 million. At the time it was 8 million. I'm thinking that's a lot of people. But it's been really amazing because we've learned that insiders, they definitely want to co-create with us, right? They want to give us their input and feedback on products because they truly know what their communities need. Like, for example, pieces of feedback we get that are very legit are we need Windows downloads to be smaller because our network speeds are not that great in Ireland, right? Or Australia, or, anywhere in Latin America, most places in Africa. We in Redmond, Washington have never thought about download speeds because we live in a life of privilege. So they give us that kind of feedback. We also get really amazing feedback from people who are maybe low vision saying, actually, we need, our narrator tool to read these buttons out loud or those buttons out loud, and they're not doing it properly. So we rely on our insiders to tell us how people in their communities use our technology because there's no way that we can know how everyone in the world uses our tech. We just can't know it. So it's been an amazing learning, just life-changing experience.
It's fantastic. It's such a big community as well. So you guys must know a lot about internal communication then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So internal communication is one of the things that has sort of helped us get where we are. So there's sort of, we think of it as sort of ring theory, right? So everything from getting builds of Windows operating system out to the world. First, things start out kind of rough hewn, trying to fit it all together and make things work. They're buggy and we don't know. And then as it goes progressively further outwards, it gets crisper and clearer, and things make more sense as it gets more polished. So with our internal communications, it's very much the same way, in that, you know, a lot of times we'll have an idea. Mm-hmm. So we have an idea that we want to learn more about how people are using their battery in places that aren't here. We're like, we have an idea, we don't know exactly what to do. And we'll kind of work with each other to iterate on the idea. And who needs a battery? Well, people who are offline. Who needs a battery? Well, people who are traveling. Well, who are like that? Well, entrepreneurs. Where are there entrepreneurs? Well, there's a whole bunch here in Redmond, but there's also a whole bunch outside in the world.
Right.
Where would be interesting places to go? So, okay, let's go to Nigeria and work with entrepreneurs in Nigeria to understand how they use their battery life. And so if we think about communications as sort of starting from one or two people who want to communicate a message all the way out to who's going to eventually receive the message, who might not be privy to the internal decision making that we had. It's helpful to think about it in sort of an iterative ring sort of theory that gets better and better and better as it goes along.
Yeah, we're a big experiment and learn team where we'll try, say there's a thing we'd like to communicate, like Windows Insider Program wants to encourage our insiders to do social good projects. Okay. We want this message to spread. Yay. So how do we do it? First, we'll create a message, and try to flight that message with maybe 5 people.
What does flighting mean?
Flighting, it's like test out this message with 5 people that we know who are pretty close to our team, right? So we'll choose probably won't choose our managers, but we'll choose other people.
If you're listening, you're awesome.
We love you, managers.
So
you're very good people.
Best managers
we
ever.
Never keep anything from you ever. We would never do that. That's just not true.
Yeah.
Okay. So we usually would try out the message with a partner, maybe 5 partner trade teams, right? People we worked with before, people who don't think we're crazy all the time, and we'll get their feedback. Very short list. So we'll get their feedback on this message and we'll incorporate it. And we call this process co-creating, where we have an idea, we test it with someone, very specific 5 groups of people. And these people are representative of the kinds of people we want to receive this message in general.
And it's sort of flipping the model on its head. Like in the old day, you'd sort of have this amazing idea and you'd sit in your cubicle and you'd work. And then when you were done, you'd hit send and it'd go out to everyone.
Everybody in the company.
But when you do things like that, it turns out not to work.
No.
So it's really important to get, even before the idea is fully baked, the communication's out there. It's important to get feedback and to co-create with some of the people who would be the recipients.
We've also learned by doing that, it gets people bought into the idea from day one, right? Then suddenly our partners are like, oh, I want to plug into this too. So for example, we had the message of Windows Insider should be doing social good projects. So we reached out to our partners in Azure, and they have this thing called the Microsoft Student Partners. And they said, oh, we want to plug into this because we want all of our Microsoft student partners who are the Microsoft evangelists on campuses all over the world to also be thinking about social good impact, right? Social impact. How can we use our tech for good? So they said, we would love for your insiders to plug into this. So now we are actively building a pipeline by which any insiders who are students can learn all the skills to become a Microsoft student partner as well. So next ring will be, they're now evangelizing for us. So when you include people in the messaging, they tend to evangelize because it's now an us thing rather than like an us thing.
We kind of think of co-creation as kind of like rock soup. So I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah.
What am I going to have for lunch? I have this rock and I have some cabbage. Okay, throw it into a pot with some water. Next person comes along, throws in a carrot. Next person throws in some chicken. Next person throws in some parsley. At the end of the day, you have like this amazing stew that everyone can eat from. But it doesn't start out with only your contribution. It takes sort of the work of everyone co-creating an amazing meal.
So that's our method. It tends to work quite well. So by the time it reaches upper management, Satya and co hear about it.
We love you. It's awesome.
We love you, Satya.
It's so good. Yes, thank you.
So by the time it reaches Satya and co, most people have already heard about it, and they're not just like, these two are obviously insane.
What is going on with these people?
So by the time it gets up there, everyone already kind of knows and is bought in.
Yeah.
And we operate under the assumption that anything we come up with will go external. So
no secrets.
No secrets.
Yeah.
We're extremely transparent people. And every company should assume this. If you write an email, assume it will get leaked.
Someone's going to take a picture. Someone's going to tweet it.
Assume it's going to get leaked.
So just write it as if it's going to be in the front page of the New York Times.
Always. I know that's a long.
That's really cool. That's really interesting. So it's a bit like creating like an ice cream or something. Like if you're an ice cream manufacturer, you might run a competition for people to taste an ice cream, right? So So then you come up with the recipe, don't you? And it's exactly what you're doing with internal communications. It's brilliant. I like it. Yeah. It's clearly working.
You have to co-create.
It's clearly working. You've got so many people involved with that.
We've learned a lot. I mean, like a lot of the best learning. We also have a saying: sometimes you learn, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot.
We've learned a lot. Yeah. We've won a few things. We've learned a lot.
So in the process of some of the experiments that haven't gone as well as we had hoped, we certainly learned how to do things better the next time.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I understand that.
Yeah, I bet you do, Mr. 100 podcasts in 100 days.
Yeah, 100 podcasts in a very short amount of time.